Before he could answer, the church doors burst open, and Caleb walked in, calling her name. June stiffened. "I should go," he said quickly, brushing past her. Chioma watched him leave, her heart aching with unanswered questions. As Caleb approached, she forced a smile, but her thoughts were elsewhere. She knew one thing for certain: June was hiding something, and she was determined to find out what it was. The tension between Chioma, June, and Caleb simmered like a pot on the verge of boiling over. Each passing moment seemed to complicate her feelings. Caleb's boldness was as flattering as it was overwhelming, but June, he was the one who occupied her thoughts, his quiet presence tugging at her heart in ways she couldn't explain. Christmas morning arrived with a cool Harmattan breeze. Families were dressed in their finest attire, ready to celebrate the birth of Christ. Chioma, wearing a gold lace dress and a matching galley, walked to the church with her family. She couldn't shake the memory of June's unfinished words the previous night. As the choir began their rendition of "O Holy Night," Chioma sang with all her heart, her eyes scanning the congregation for June. He sat in the last pew, his head bowed, as if deep in thought. After the service, she lingered by the altar, unsure if she should approach him. But before she could decide, Caleb appeared by her side, holding a small wrapped box. "Merry Christmas, Chioma, even though I know it's coming early," he said, his eyes warm. "I thought of you when I saw this." Chioma opened the box to find a delicate gold bracelet engraved with the word "beautiful." "Caleb, this is," she hesitated, not wanting to give him false hope. "Thank you. It's thoughtful." As she spoke, she noticed June standing by the doorway, his hands clenched into fists. His jaw tightened, and for a moment, their eyes met. There was something raw and unguarded in his expression, something that made her heart ache. Before she could say anything, he turned and walked out of the church. That evening, Chioma couldn't take it anymore. She needed answers. After dinner, she slipped out of the house and made her way to June's grandmother's small house where June and his family were staying. The night was quiet, the stars bright against the dark sky. When she knocked on the door, it was June who answered. He looked surprised to see her but quickly stepped aside to let her in. "Chioma," he began, but she cut him off. "June, I need to know what's going on. Why do you keep pulling away from me? One moment it feels like you care, and the next, you act like I don't exist." He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Then make it simple," she insisted, her voice trembling. "Do you like me or not?" June hesitated, his eyes searching hers. "I do," he admitted quietly. "But it's not that easy. My family expects me to focus on my studies, my faith, and my future. I'm not even sure how long I'll be in Nigeria. And Caleb." "What about Caleb?" Chioma interrupted. June looked away. "He likes you. He's good for you. And he's not conflicted like I am." Chioma took a step closer, her voice firm. "But I don't care about Caleb the way I care about you. You're the one I want, June. Not him." Her words hung in the air, heavy with emotion. For a moment, June seemed to waver, his carefully built walls threatening to crumble. But then he shook his head. "I can't," he said, his voice barely audible. "I can't be the reason you lose focus or get hurt." Before Chioma could respond, he turned and walked out of the room, leaving her standing there, her heart shattered. The following days were a blur of church events and family gatherings, but Chioma couldn't shake the heaviness in her chest. June avoided her at every opportunity, while Caleb's pursuit became even more relentless. One evening feast, during a youth group bonfire, Caleb pulled her aside. "Chioma," he said, his tone serious, "I've been patient, but I need to know. Do I have a chance with you?" Chioma looked at him, her heart heavy with guilt. Caleb was kind, attentive, and persistent, but he wasn't June. "Caleb, you're a great guy, but she hesitated, unsure how to let him down gently. Before she could finish, June walked into the circle of light cast by the fire. His sudden presence startled both of them. "June," Caleb said, his tone laced with annoyance. "Can we help you?" June ignored him and looked directly at Chioma. "Can I talk to you alone?" Caleb frowned but didn't argue. June led Chioma away from the bonfire to a quiet spot under a mango tree. The night was still, the only sound was the distant chirping of crickets. "Chioma," he began, his voice low, "I've been a coward. I thought by keeping my distance, I was protecting you. But the truth is, I've been protecting myself, because I've never felt this way about anyone before, and it scares me." Her breath caught. "You're everything I admire," he continued. "Your faith, your kindness, your strength, but I didn't want to risk letting you in because I wasn't sure if I deserved you." Chioma stepped closer, her voice soft but firm. "You don't have to be perfect, June. I don't want perfection. I just want you to let me in." June's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "I want that too. More than anything. But I don't know what the future holds. I don't want to make promises I can't keep." She reached out, taking his hand in hers. "We don't have to figure everything out right now. Let's just take it one step at a time. Together." For the first time, June allowed himself to smile, a genuine, unguarded smile that lit up his face. With a nod as though agreeing with what she had said. As they stood there, the world seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them and the quiet night. But the peace was short-lived. The next day, rumors began to spread. Someone had seen June and Chioma talking under the mango tree, and tongues started wagging. Caleb, hurt and angry, distanced himself from Chioma, while June faced disapproval from his family, who had hoped he wouldn't get distracted during their time in Nigeria. The tension reached its peak during the New Year's Eve service. As fireworks lit up the sky outside, June and Chioma sat in the back of the church, their shoulders touching but their hearts heavy with uncertainty. And then, just as the clock struck midnight, June's phone buzzed with a message. He read it, his expression darkening. "What is it?" Chioma asked, her voice filled with concern. He looked at her, his eyes filled with a mix of regret and determination. "It's my dad. He says we're leaving tomorrow." To be continued. What will June and Chioma do now that time is no longer on their side? Will love find a way, or will the pressures of family and circumstance tear them apart? The story is far from over, and the next chapter promises even more twists and turns.
If you like this video and would like to see more, then click subscribe and hit the bell button to notify on our latest releases. See you next video.